I think both on their forehand, I guess they're going to open up a little bit more. They're going to have the advantage on that. Probably two of the most stylish surfers and most smooth surfers we have on tour, so it's kind of an even match.
And against all odds, he got himself into gear and turned in a brilliant performance. We're back, up and running in finals day. Ethan Ewing starts off with that smooth snap through the white water. Little slide to throw some variation, top turn wrap. Ewing in motion, greases that next section. Throwing some water on that punch off the roof, and now he's going to set up that rail. Pushing really deep on his bottom turns and ditching the fins. What a rhythm he already has after that break. Now setting up the barrel section. He has a tight entry into the tube, but it's going to keep him honest there and send him down to the bottom. Almost thought he was going to get lipped. He had a strong stance, but just too deep. And Ewing finishes his first right. So once again with the format, 2 rights, 2 lefts. You keep your best on each direction. And right now they're hoping for a semi-final spot coming up later today. Jesse, how'd you like this one?
I mean, that's a beautiful opening wave for him. He was on his way to success right there, setting himself up for success. Nice and critical down the line. Hits it once again, and now I think that's when he's going to open up. There's going to be that section in front of him. Sorry, he kind of had that a little bit of a bog. That's the section that I was talking about. There's a lip coming down from him. He extended that turn, but this is the problem. He gets a little bit too casual. Maybe underestimated that wind a bit too much. There's a lot of crumble in the entry of that barrel, and then as you're going to see right here, it's going to be better for us to break it down. Look how shut that barrel is right now in the beginning. There's so much onshore winds that is breaking through that section and making this chandelier, and that's what happens. It hits your shoulders and it makes you very sticky. Jackson Bunch, 9.3, and right now Ethan Ewing up and riding.
First turn, throws some water. Australian swings into the second, perfect transition. There's that flow that he has forehand and backhand. The former world runner-up pulls in. Nice tight positioning. Featured in the quarterfinals in the Olympic Games, representing his country last summer. Nice drive through his points. Always looks like he's controlling the tempo of the wave. Super deep on that barrel ride and comes right into some classic backhand turns to finish. Really maximize the tube time there. There's some surfers you watch on this wave system where it looks like the wave is rushing them, forcing them to catch up to the wave itself to find their rhythm. And then there's surfers like Ethan who has the pace where it almost feels like he's dictating what's going to be happening to this human-made wave.
And that's the point of difference of those big names and the people, all of the surfers that are in the quarterfinals, they have been surfing with a better flow. They have been reacting to what's in front of him instead of planning it out too much. Obviously, you're going to have the plan on the back of your head, but you're going to react to what's in front of you. Incredibly deep barrel. You can see it right there, using that front leg, the outside of the leg, to slow himself down throughout that whole barrel, and cleans up pretty nicely here. Nothing major, but this is crazy. Look at the difference of having an onshore and offshore. Look how deep he was able to get on that one. It felt like he was setting himself up to fall again, but because of that wind blowing into the face of the wave, keeping just that part of the barrel a little bit wider, and he was able to muscle through that section because he was so impressive how small he was able to get and how deep he got on that barrel. Like, that might have been the deepest barrel we've seen on the men's side. You're going to see him setting up right there. Same exact moment that he got clamped and had that chandelier slow himself down. This time he kept everything and applied a lot of pressure into Ethan's last few runs.
Nice angle in for Miguel Pupo to get started. Riding surfboards from JS Industries. Nice flow. There's that silky smooth rhythm. He has an under the lip snap that he can perform at venues like Snapper Rocks. It's almost like an upside down floater. using the crumble there, hacking his way through, and now pressing down in a low stance for the inside funnel. A little bit better job than Ethan on the barrel ride on the inside right, and then throwing a reverse for a little flare. As the support crew, including Felipe Toledo on deck there, liking that finishing move.
I really like what I see here from Miggy, and I like how, like we keep mentioning about the pace of the wave and how people are trying to attack every section possibly, but as you see it right here, he takes his time. Like he opts not to get the barrel, but he doesn't rush himself. He doesn't try to hit every section, but he makes sure he punctuals every big section that's in front of him. As you see right there, he kind of gets that high line once again, and then now that the wave slows down, he keeps a better rhythm to it. Gets the barrel, didn't get so deep, but finish it off with a nice blowtail, and a lot of damage done on that wave. Good start for Miggy, looks solid.
You can really see how big this playing field is on the Surf Abu Dhabi flight cam. And the Brazilian Goofy Foot already has the hydrofoil heading his way. First turn ends up going down on the left. Unbelievable seeing him fall after such a solid performance on his backhand. Definitely wanted to start off with a bang, Jesse, and unfortunately gets hung up and will be incomplete. Ethan did get the 7 on his left. So this battle just got very, very interesting.
I mean, I did not expect for that to happen. On the first turn, right off the bat, just pushing a little bit too hard, like maybe a little bit of anxiety. You see the wind got much stronger as well. Look at the hoodie of the the ski operator right there. Maybe that's what it was, like, you know, didn't surf the wave yet with that much wind. The board kind of going out the back.
It's a different element. You know, when you're in the ocean surfing your heat, the wind's not going to go from onshore to offshore on your very next decision. So obviously didn't adjust to the wind change. Heading the opposite direction. You see his board flying away. I think the wind played a big factor in the wrong maneuver choice right here.
Yeah, to tell the truth, Joe, I think it was just more of the wrong maneuver choice. I would have liked to see him go vert, but not that extended, not that far from the board. Like, you want to keep the board a little bit tighter, mostly because the beginning of the wave has not much momentum, still building up. You see that the wave grows down the line.
And you just go straight down, so that's what makes it even more impressive that Ewing got so drained on his left. Ewing, a champion at events like Jeffreys Bay and Bells Beach, loves a wave where he can show off how silky smooth he is on his front side. Belts it there. Former World Junior Champ connects again. Throws some water off the top and now springing straight up through the lip. Perfect position there for that flaring lip slide. Hits it again, and now let's see if he adjusts on this tube. It's actually crumbling for a while. It gets a little bit of a head start on it. Now a nice position. Hits it hard. And then frames it vertical. It's cool on the decisions he makes. He makes little adjustments to show variety for that last 2-turn combo following the barrel.
He knows the importance of finishing that wave off and applying more pressure into Miggy's last few runs. As you see it right here, kind of going down the line. That turn was a little bit lateral. Once again, had to go that way because that was the section that usually barrel, but with the strong winds, it's not providing. And here's when it start unleash. Beautiful, off the lip. Once again, and then he sets up. He doesn't let himself get too far behind because that opening off that inside barrel is just very tight right there on the right. Gets deep in that section and finish it off with the best turn for me off the wave so far. Nice layback, pushing that back foot. Look at that body torque, like he's second to none at that. Notice the nose of the board going all the way back, then he can regroups. Keep the speed throughout those turns, which is very impressive, and nice barrel to finish it off. And that layback that I mentioned. On the smaller side of things after the barrel, but you can't know, you have to push hard. So it kind of takes the weight off your shoulders because there's no other plan.
Ethan Ewing setting up the backhand attack. Had one final appearance last year, and that was at Portugal. Moving quickly through those backside snaps before the barrel. Now a great low tube stance, a lot of travel time, and he will make it. One of the longer tubes on that first section. Little snap to slide, just showing that he's in control. And he gets stuck before the barrel.
He was on his way, Joe. That's probably the best surfed wave I've seen from Ethan on his backhand so far. Mixing it up, we used to see him just so good being no rail, but obviously throwing that blowtail, backside blowtail, mixing it up with innovation, creative. And this one I think is very important on this wave. You're gonna see this next turn right there. How much he redirects and how technical it was for him to actually transition from that turn into the barrel, and the criticalness of it. Like we always try to mention that because the judges love to see and how important it is. And that's the turn I said, mixing it up a little bit, but unfortunately got stuck and left the door open for Miggy now.
Ethan Ewing finishes his runs in quarter one. It'll be Miguel Pupo looking to answer back right after this. Ethan turning in a 7 and a 7.5 as his keepers after two chances. Kept the left from his first run, kept the right from his second run. Now Pupo has two more tries. He can't take the lead on his right here, but he wants to really put himself in a better spot. He's trying to improve on his 6.5. Will make the lead a bit more attainable. Getting down the line and moving. His backhand won him early events like the Coldwater Classic on the QE back in the day. Up at Steamer Lane in Santa Cruz. Put more into his training as he got older. Now 33, doing his best surfing to date. Putting his head down, makes the barrel. And the father of three nails a backhand reverse. That has been a very tough maneuver to finish on for the backhanders throughout this event. And Miguel's been pulling that off in back-to-back runs on the right.
I mean, I feel like we could go back to that Jack Robinson's first and second run yesterday afternoon, which that was very similar surfing, probably identical, but just a little bit more energy, a little bit more aggressive, bringing the nose of that board back more. So, I mean, I think Miggy did as much as he could on that wave. You're going to see this turn here. Look how much energy he's putting, how much to work on the upper body, bringing that nose back around and coming out with speed. That's the flow that both of those surfers are actually able to bring. And then here, once again, nice turn, and he's going to get one more done up in vertical. And every turn of this wave, you could see the nose of the board going inside out. Nice barrel, and finish it off exactly the same as he did before. So I would say he'll better the score because of those reasons. That's what I'm mentioning. Look at the upper body twerk. Look at his head where it goes. And what that does is just going to lead the nose of the board to come all the way back around. But it's easy to do that part, but the problem is to come out with speed and flow, and Miggy does that very well on his backhand and forehand. So we got a great heat in our hands, Joe. Really
great heat. Just love the polish performance from the Brazilian veteran. Out of the barrel, great timing. So much in that with a giant fin throw. So good riding switch through that spin. Keeps his balance and the finish.
Felipe Toledo as well, one of them. It's the morning of the finals. They got to step it up.
They certainly do. Crowning chance for the first time in the UAE in surfing history. First carve to get this one going. Remember, Miguel fell on his first turn on his first left. This one's going to count. He needs a 7.67. Trying to lay low. He's hoping to get a little bit deep. It's kind of forcing him out early. Hits the crease off the lip. Beautiful work, just S-ing back up to the top of the wave. Now starting to drive. He's going to skip the barrel and put it all into a corrupt, tough landing. Ends up losing it on the finish.
He almost did a 720 right there because he landed with his tail actually backwards, which is not usual for a corrupt flip. You want to land in transition, kind of like an alley-oop that we've seen it a bunch of times in the wave pool, but great effort for Miggy. He was on his way to getting that score if he would have landed that last turn. Very aggressive, good surfing. Just had to go. Like, there's no other option. Like, you needed a 7.67. You have to go big, and sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. As you're gonna see right here, eyeing it down that section, grabs the slob and stalefish together. As he lands it, the boards keep spinning, and you're gonna notice like his back is away from the wave, and he's almost trying to land it. Like he's trying to recover, and he noticed like he had to kind of try and pull it off, and that was very close and impressive from Miggy.
If he would have landed it, the situation would have been different. So Pupo will leave Abu Dhabi with an equal 5th place result as he will prepare for Portugal, and Ethan Ewing still has a shot to be the first ever champion of the Surf Abu Dhabi Pro.